Hey everyone, Lance here. Welcome to my review today on the Audio-Technica ATH-M50X headphones. These are the predecessor to the M50 headphones, which are legendary, very well renowned. I would say one of the most popular headphones, especially in the under $200 category for whether home use or professional studio monitor headphones. Absolutely incredible. I've owned them for a long time. They've been one of my staple headphones that I've used. So I was particularly excited to see what are the differences with the M50X, and are those differences worth upgrading? So I do want to talk to you about that today. Of course, that will cover things like the comfort and sound quality of these, as well as some of the additional features like the detachable cables. Now, of course, check below and I'll include any important information about these headphones, especially where you can purchase these at for the best price. So in terms of first impressions of these headphones, I mean, honestly, at first glance, these look just like the M50s do. You're really not going to notice much of a difference at all there, other than, of course, for where the detachable cable goes down at the bottom. But however, when you're putting these on, that's when I really started to notice the difference comfort-wise. The ear padding that they use is actually quite a bit more comfortable. It's very similar in terms of the thickness, but what I noticed is even to the touch, the padding on the M50X has a softer feel to it versus the M50s. It has more of a firmness to the padding, and I immediately noticed that when putting these on my head. These have much more of a softer comfort, the way they kind of envelop around my ears. Whereas with the M50s, I consider that to be more of a firmer type of comfort. And as a result, sometimes it was difficult to wear those for longer periods of time before I would just need to take them off and give my head a rest. But with these, oh my goodness, they're so comfortable. And I'm really impressed by that. So you can literally wear these for easily 4, 5, 6 hours a day. I think anyone, even if you're normally sensitive to headphones, or even if your head is more oddly shaped and you found in the past with other headphones, they just pinch you more uncomfortably. You'll notice with this headband, you have a lot of great flexibility here. Of course, with the ear cups themselves, you actually have 180 degrees of movement, and that allows you to get that perfect fit. Also, another benefit to it is, when you have them around your neck, of course, they sit quite comfortably here. And I would say, you don't really need to adjust them much around the neck. I mean, they're just comfortable bringing straight from the head to around the neck. But you have the benefit of being able to just lay them flat like that if you like. Of course, you can swing them up if you want to have like little speakers playing music here that way. Another nice thing, though, is on ear. You can adjust it so that you have one ear on and one ear off. And this is kind of more for DJ use or monitoring. So that way you can still hear what's going on outside, but you can also hear what's playing that you're listening to. So a lot of versatility with these, which makes these great. And of course, as far as the portability, very nice as well. I'll show you how that works again. You just basically can push them straight up like that. And they also come with a nice pouch, which you can put these in and take with you. So very portable. And great to take with you. Now, an important consideration whenever you're talking about closed back headphones, that especially particular ones that give you great sound isolation the way these do, is what is the heat buildup like? And with these, it's actually pretty good. You definitely notice warmth around your ears, but it's not to the point where they ever get sweaty. Even after listening to these for 8 hours, never had sweaty ears at all. Definitely you feel some warmth, but not uncomfortable and not sweaty. So it's pretty impressive that they're able to give you really the best of both worlds. You get that great sound isolation. And so what I mean by that is, let's say you wanted to, take these to work and you're in an office environment. You just really don't want to hear what's going on around you. You just want to focus on your music, or maybe you're doing some editing or something like that. This really does a nice job of passively blocking out that outside noise and environment. Likewise, let's say you're on a school bus, something like that as a student, and you want something that really just blocks out all that noise, the engine, other students yelling and screaming. These likewise would do a really great job. So much so that you actually probably won't be able to hear someone if they're yelling at you or trying to get your attention. So that could be a bad thing. But for those of you who want that nice sound isolation, these will do a fantastic job for you. So next I want to talk about the big one, sound quality. Now, just as with the M50s, these sound amazing. You get that very balanced sound. You get the rich, deep lows that's tight and punchy with the bass. You also get the very detailed mids, and also wonderful highs. What's interesting, though, is I did detect a little bit of an adjustment in the sound quality, as I noticed a couple others have mentioned as well. One is with the bass. There's just a slight increase, maybe about 2, 3 decibels increase in the bass. So you get a little bit more of the low end there. Also in the treble, it is reduced just a bit. And so what's nice about that is it's not quite as bright or harsh compared to like the original M50s, which can be a little bit so, especially as you start to listen to them at louder volume levels. So I would say both of those are great improvements. The bass doesn't at all dominate the mids and the highs. It just sounds awesome. Again, especially because it's so tight and punchy. There's a great bass extension here. Again, so even if you're listening to music and you're hearing the strum of like a bass guitar, you really hear that note being carried out to its fullest extension. You just hear the great kind of underlying reverberations of those bass notes. Listening to rap, hip hop, dubstep, house, any of that type of music where there's a great beat sounds awesome. I love listening to will.i.am, that power in that, 15 seconds, the bass starts to pick up and it sounds really great. But at a minute, you really get that thumping sound. And with these, you get a nice thumping sound. It's not that boomy type of bass the way other more bass-heavy headphones might present, but it's a very nice, tight, refined bass. But also, I would say these handle all the delicate kind of music really well. So if you're listening to more classical instrumental type music, you're listening to violin being played. Again, it's just so wonderful. It has such a natural sound to it. And what's great about these is because they have so much detail, just like the M50s did, that you hear all the nuances in your music. And one of the things that sets these headphones apart from so many others is they handle all genres of music phenomenally. Every pitch and tone just sounds amazing. Also, there's no distortion if you're maxing out the volume. I like to listen to it at really high volume levels. You're not going to get that distortion. Rarely do I hear headphones that sound this good. So again, compared to the original M50 headphones, you'll notice they're just a little warmer sounder. The treble is just reduced just a bit, and then you have a little bit more in the low and in the bass area. Like I said, maybe a 2 or 3 decibel increase there, which for me personally makes these even better sounding than the original version of the M50s. So I absolutely love these. If you've never had a nice sounding pair of headphones, these would be the one to get. And also what's great about these is how will they handle music that has a lot going on. So you might be listening to something with some bongo drums kind of going on in the distance. And these do a nice enough job of giving you some of that kind of spaciousness, that imagery. So you're hearing the bongo drums, and then you're hearing maybe like a low bass guitar, and then you're hearing kind of a vocal, vocals coming in. And you don't have the bass bleeding into the vocals or one, kind of drowning out the other. You get all of the detail. And if you haven't heard that before, it's just amazing. You'll never want to take these off. They're that good. So from a sound quality standpoint, these really are the best of the best. Absolutely awesome. So I want to answer the question, is it worth upgrading? If you already own the M50s, should you sell them or should you go ahead and purchase the M50X? Here's what it comes down to. One, comfort. If you found the original M50s to be a little bit uncomfortable after a while and you wanted to keep wearing them, but just from a discomfort standpoint, you just felt like you needed to give your head a rest, that would absolutely be a reason to upgrade to these. I know that was the case for myself. These, it's noticeable how much more comfortable these are. Even to the touch, you can even just feel it when you're pressing down on the ear pads with your with your fingers. But when you put them on your head, absolutely you'll notice it right away. They don't even take like stretching out or breaking in. Just from day one, they are immediately more comfortable. The other reason would be for the detachable cables. The fact that you get 3 cables, you get a short cable, a long straight cable, and then you have the coiled cable. So you really got all your bases covered, and that's a huge feature. So, for yourself, you know whether that's something you probably need or not. For me, the comfort was the bigger issue over the cables. But I love having the extra cables. It's kind of icing on the cake, so to speak. It's just a great bonus. And then finally, sound quality could be the other reason. Although the M50s, I had nothing to really gripe about. I thought they sounded amazing. Now that I have these, and you get just a little bit more of that low end, also just reducing the treble just a little bit, I found those to both be welcome improvements. So for me personally, that makes these a worthwhile investment. It's worth the extra money. It's worth the upgrade in my mind. So hopefully that helps you if you're kind of on the fence about whether or not it's worth the upgrade or not. So I'll go ahead and wrap things up with some final thoughts about these headphones, some recommendations. They are the perfect all-purpose pair of headphones. They're tough enough and durable enough that I can really take them anywhere and not worry about them breaking or falling apart. Also, they're very comfortable. so I can wear them all day long. So if I'm doing, whether I'm just having fun, watching movies on Netflix and doing like a marathon of it all day, or if I'm doing work, I'm doing video editing or writing reviews, and I just want to be listening to music, or I need to listen to the editing, and I'm going to be working all day, I can do that with these and not feel like I need to give my head a rest. Then, of course, from a sound quality standpoint, these are one of the best sounding headphones. I think personally the best sounding headphones in this price point. You'd have to spend quite a bit more to start to get headphones where you're noticing it enough to justify the cost. But even then, we're talking about spending quite a bit more money, maybe even a couple $100s or more, before you really start to notice enough of a difference to justify upgrading to something else. I also love that I can listen to any genre of music with these. These sound great no matter what I'm listening to. Also, of course, the versatility with these. They work great for gaming, they work awesome for movies, and they are phenomenal for music. So whatever I want to use these for, and even for travel, I love that I love the portability. They're collapsible, you get a great bag, you can just toss them in a suitcase, they're gonna be fine, and I can use them on an airplane. So although they're not noise canceling headphones, they do such a wonderful job of passively blocking out noise and giving you that nice sound isolation. They work great even on airplanes or on a noisy bus or something like that. So I can't think of a more perfect all-purpose headphone that is still reasonably priced. It's not up there, $400 or $500, $1,000. At this price point, under $200, it to me is a very fair price and an incredible value, considering I've tested many headphones and listened to many headphones that are $300 or more, that I still prefer the sound of these over. And now with the upgraded ear pads, I prefer the comfort of these as well. So in my mind, these headphones are no brainer for anyone who considers sound quality and comfort, two of their top priorities, and they're looking for a pair of headphones under $200. So hope this review was helpful for you. As always, leave a thumbs up if it was. I appreciate that. And check below, again, for any important information, additional information about these headphones, such as where you can get them at for the best price online. And then if you're interested in a head-to-head, maybe you can't quite afford these and you want to know, would it be worth it to save a little and get the M40X? Check out my video where I do a head-to-head of all the different M-series headphones. And again, you can check below for that also. But thanks for your time. I appreciate you watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video.